Time for your mind, two time for your soul. You already know it's your man Shizzle. I gotta make this shit quick because it's IG like a motherfucker. Y'all already know. You thought that the woodworking part of this project was this creme de la creme. Hell no. Now we get to the electronics part. Because the way the RV is hooked up right now, it will not withstand all of these new extras that I'm putting in. Water heaters, 300 watts, 300 watts. That's extra 600 watts that got to draw off of whatever's in there. So instead, I have to add new circuit breakers and add new fuses before the circuit breakers so that I can't cause a fire because of all the extra stuff that's about to go in there. I have to make sure I got enough watts to run this amp. I'm gonna have these 12 volt converters AC, 12 volt to 120 AC, and I'm gonna have those hooked up to sockets. How am I gonna do that? I'm gonna have plugs plugged into this as such, and at the end of it you can plug in, boom. All right, and I'm gonna have one and one, because if I try and run two things off of that it say 2,000 watts, but it's only 850. 2,000 max sucks. All right, so now I have to add 3 more batteries because I have a music system. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 more 12 volt lawnmower batteries, right? And I'm going to hook them up in parallel. Parallel and series, 2 different things. I can hook up 3 12 volt batteries in parallel and still have 12 volts, but the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to have 12 volts for 1 hour more, 2 hours more, 3 hours more. But now if I hooked it up in series, which I mean, I'll take the minus here, I'll take the plus, hook it to the minus, the plus, hook it to the minus, that's going to bring me up to 36 volts, which is fucking too much more than I need. Okay, so we don't want to do that, so we want to keep it in series. It's a quick lesson. All right, you got to go through this. So now in the RV, it has a house battery, which is 12 volts, which I'm going to connect to the 3 batteries. I'm going to put a isolator switch so that once these batteries are charged, I'm going to detach it from the house battery, so when the lights are on inside the RV and that battery goes dead, I could always turn the isolator switch and use these 3. But these 3 are going to be mainly hooked to the system that's in the car, because I don't want to drain that battery or the car battery, so I'm going to add extra ones to make sure that power is good. Now I got to make sure this PS4, I can't use that with the PS4, because the PS4 and a television will blow that 9 times out of 10. Okay, so now I got the PS4, I got the Apple. It's gonna be equipped with a studio. Yes, you're gonna go in the shower or whatever. I'm gonna make sure you got a vocal booth. So I gotta make sure that I got enough power. So I gotta really get a 2,000 watt inverter, and that's not really 2,000. It's gotta be the one that I got in the bus. Okay, but that inverter can run this little amp, and what that little amp is, that it's gonna pump these speakers that's gonna make the television go in surround sound or whatever, blah 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 blah. But then I gotta have these LEDs. I got my extra LEDs. I'm gonna replace the other LEDs that's in the RV, so there's no extra wattage coming off of those. I'm just gonna replace one 12 volt light with another 12 volt light. But as far as this extra wattage is concerned, I'm gonna have to add another circuit breaker, and I figure that a circuit breaker of 20 amps will work, because I had to do my 300 watts divided by 120 volts. That only pulls off 2.5 amps. So if I'm running that and that's only 5 freaking amps, so I'm not gonna blow that fuse. So I still got a little bit of room to play with. Some might not understand, but then I gotta put the system in also. Got the wires for the system. I gotta put in a backup camera. And so, in the end of the day, your man Shizzle, you thought that the woodworking, yes, the woodworking was the creme de la creme. Now I get to the real. Ugh. And you think I'm doing this for IG? I'm not doing this for IG. Let me tell you why I'm doing this.